Bucks. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. The backcourt comprised of Bledsoe and Matthews. And it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. And for Atlanta, Young and Herter make up the back. Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. And it's Capella in at the center. Running at this point, perennial. Contenders sometimes goes to the final games of the regular season. Any danger that they can't hit that right button or flip the switch and get back into gear?
When you hear analysts say that the playoffs are all about matchups, they are exactly right. You and I talked about this, Kevin, several years ago about
all the time.
Going into the playoffs, teams don't have to be hot. You don't have to be 10-2 in the last 12 games for your playoffs, because all of a sudden you're matched up against a team that's owned you all year long. Your chances of winning that series are very, very slim. So it becomes just let's get in and let's find out who we're playing. And then
there he goes!
You don't want to be jumping on a play like that. No. Wow, he was up there, Kevin. Big man John Collins seeing the court that time.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
I had a chance to catch up with Mike Budenholzer. One player who's on his mind in this matchup is Clint Capella, an extremely mobile an athletic 7-footer. Coach said he's a star in his role, defense and vertical spacing. Kevin, we'll see how they handle it.
Thank you, David. Here's Hunter. Rebounded by the Bucks. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston. Here's Antetokounmpo. And the points coming for him in big bunches. His average stands at just about 29.5 points a game.
Yeah, go ahead and get in front of that if you want to. Man, what a dunk by Giannis.
And so Young will bring it up for the Hawks. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played. To the paint, here's Capella. Poked loose, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. 6 on the shot clock. Young for 3.
Excellent job by Bledsoe to alter the shot. Even as a point guard, you can still affect your opposition.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Young taking his time here. Kicks it to Collins. And finished off by Collins.
Collins is one hawk who can fly, refusing to settle for the layup and choosing to go with the power move. John Collins, an amazing young talent in this league, one of the best run and jump athletes that we have at that position. So fluid out there, gets out in transition, and that's where this Hawks team can really show its young talent.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Bledsoe, count it.
One of the first attributes you hear about Eric Bledsoe is his strength, shown there.
And it's that quick second and third jump capability for Collins, Brent, that really stands out.
It makes you really tough to box out. You understand not only where your teammate's shot might miss, but your own shot on the inside. And John Collins can read where it's coming off the rim, get to the ball, get right back up and score.
That free throw good from Bledsoe.
Eric Bledsoe bounced around a little bit in the early part of his career under the tutelage of Chris Paul when he first came into the league. Seems like he's found a home here and very much settling into his role.
Young against Bledsoe. Shoots the 3, and Trae Young hits from deep.
Trae Young, so fun to watch that smooth stroke.
Bucks trail by 4. Giannis passes to Matthews. Bledsoe taking his time here. And that one is good.
Bledsoe, good job cutting away from the ball and through the defense. Keep him in front of you.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
Well, the Bucks are in a good spot with a young superstar entering his prime.
They like the fact that this core has more potential. It wasn't just a one-hit wonder as they committed to Lopez. They committed to Chris Middleton. And now they think that they can take the next step with Giannis's growth.
Completely new group for Atlanta. And here is a group of young guys that know how to play some tough D in the paint. Here are the leading rookie shot blockers in the second half of the season. The fourth spot held by Cam Reddish.
I tell you, he's picked a lot of opponents' tendencies as the year has gone on and has put that knowledge to work defensively.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Lopez with the block.
And the space Lopez is able to cover on defense, using that size and length to reject the shots.
For Atlanta, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one. And here's Hill, who will bring it up for the Bucks. 4-point game. The 10-footer. It's Dedmon with the rebound. Atlanta's drawn 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter. It's Vince Carter on the wing. 1:43 left in the first quarter of the game. No good from the wing. Bucks trail by 4. Here's DiVincenzo. Look at his stats. He's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
And when Ilyasova gets in at the rim, the only thing that's on his mind is how he can finish on a play like that.
And Teague, here we go. Carter down low, defended by Ilyasova. Now, here's Reddish. Defense is right there, and there's the foul. It's on Dwayne Dedmon. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Milwaukee has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Hill finds Lopez. 56 seconds left in the first quarter. Takes the 3. They get it again. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And the fun-loving personality Lopez has makes him a likable teammate. It's clear that they love playing with him.
So both teams making some changes here.
And when Kyle Korver played for Atlanta, he set a league record with at least 1 three-pointer in 127 consecutive games.
And to think that you just wouldn't have one of those nights where nothing was going in. 127 is pretty impressive. Record was broken eventually by Steph Curry in 2016. But for Atlanta, that 127 is still a team record, and you wonder if one Trae Young might have his eyes set on it.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Teague dishes to Dedmon.
Dedmon at 7 feet tall, he's always going to be a load and somebody hard to root out on the inside. That time they had to whack him.
First trip to the line for him here. He hits the second from the line. The Bucks trail. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That's his first foul of the game. And the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Bucks shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And the athleticism that George Hill can bring to the point guard position makes him impressive. He does it so well on both ends, especially when he's engaged.
Now, Reddish. He's coming off a 22-point game against New York.
And his scoring is going to get most of the attention, but his rebounding also stood out. He did a lot of glass cleaning in that game.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Hawks lead by 3. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And for the Hawks guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second, we've got Robin Lopez. Kyle Korver is out there with Williams. Then there's Hill, and it's DiVincenzo in at the 2-guard. Down low, Williams. And it's Williams finishing it off.
George Hill recognizing when his man was open, an effective pass that time.
The Hawks leading. Teague surveying the D. And he uses the glass on the lane. Teague's got his first basket of the night. In player development, Brent, what are some of the primary things that can be taught?
I think in today's game, what a lot of PD coaches are looking at, Kevin, is just decision-making, playing out of the pick and roll and coming off into a spot where you're making the correct reads. It's much like, and you cover a lot of football where you can talk to quarterbacks about their checkdowns.
Yes.
I think you can teach guys how it is that when they come off a screen, what's going to be available to them and paint pictures for them so that when they're on the floor, they become second nature in terms of their decision-making. That can be huge. And then the second thing is always player development, working on confidence in shooting the basketball. You just want guys to feel like whatever shot they're taking, they've got a great chance of making it.
Hill against T. Dedmon with the block.
Well, Dedmon's reach is a huge advantage there to help him tally some more block shots.
DiVincenzo hits the bucket. Atlanta calls timeout.
It's very efficient and a well-tuned offense for the Bucks. They drive, they kick, they get open threes. Second in the league last year, so that was Mike Budenholzer's biggest change in threes.
And Atlanta will go for a different look here. John Collins, he's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Hunter comes in for Carter. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Reddish. And Trae Young subbed in for Jeff Teague. Huerter passes to Collins. Young in the corner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. For the 3. Sinks the triple. Young's got the lead up to 5 now for the Hawks. And with the Bucks in their offense, Brent, it all starts with Giannis.
Starts with Giannis, and that might have got them into trouble last year. They could maybe use another creator in a way where a guy can manufacture his own points. Who knows? Maybe that's growth within. Maybe that's Chris Middleton as he tries to improve his game, or Eric Bledsoe in some way. But the team does need a little bit more dynamism on the offensive end.
Bucks trail by 5. For 3, Bledsoe. Collins grabs the miss. Here's Young. And the layup falls. Young's got 8 points.
Now the threat of Trae Young, we talk so much about gravity in the NBA. It's unlocking some other scoring options. Strong take.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Bledsoe. There's the lob. Antetokounmpo up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Every night there's something that Giannis does on the floor where you just have to put your hands on your head. Wow, what a move.
Here's Huerter. He's covered by Matthews. Huerter passes to Collins. Here's the teardrop. That shot missing. And Milwaukee the other way now. Bledsoe outside. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. What's that?
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Hawks. DeAndre Bembry comes in for Kevin Huerter. The Bucks also changing it up. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Lopez. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Wesley Matthews. Here's Capella in the corner. Collins with it. And Capella the bucket on the assist by Collins. Capella's got his second bucket tonight.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And the rejection by Collins.
Good timing defensively. Collins just up there, the long arms, and quick off the deck.
The Bucks shoot their 7th free throw attempt here.
Taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
Here's Capella. The kick out to Young. Back to Capella. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. 6 points for Clint Capella.
Someone's open. Trae Young scanning and finds him.
Bledsoe outside. Middleton outside. Pass to Ilyasova. Here's Connaughton. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And he comes up with the deuce. 103 Capella. Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Here's Bledsoe. Rebounded by the Hawks. Capella's got 6 rebounds in the game. Young outside. 32 seconds left in the first half. And the dunk by Capella.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. And Middleton kicks to Bledsoe. And the dunk by Giannis.
Unselfish play there by Bledsoe. Does a great job scanning, noticing somebody's open, get them the ball.
Young gets on the Kumbo. Here's Capella. Kicks it out to Collins. Back to Capella. Clint Capella has been leading the charge for the Atlanta Hawks. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Brooke. Where is this team right now?
Oh, it's so exciting. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Show.
Basketball fans, pleasure it is to 2K Studios. Kenny the Jet Smith. A competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
Well, they were consistent from down.
And that's a wrap for...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Clint Capella has been sensational.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half. Just taking what he can get from the defense.
Now, I'm thinking back to the first half. I'm wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Herter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. Clint Capella is out there with John Collins. And it's Young in at the point. That's the group starting the second half for Lloyd Pierce.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D. And even with the shift from Budenholzer to Pierce, the Hawks continue to rely on the 3 as much as any team.
No doubt about it. I think the front office still accentuating the fact that they want to find some floor spacers after that 19th pick in John Collins, a guy that can rim run and protect the middle. They wanted to go after as much shooting as they possibly could.
Second half rolling along now, about a minute played here. With his first shot attempt. Lopez with the block.
Oh, that's out of there. Not a high riser, but Lopez using his frame, a smart block, if you will.
The Bucks trail. For the tie, Collins grabs the miss.
I saw a green light there, Kevin. The D's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Young in the corner. Lopez with the steal. And the dunk by Giannis.
Giannis bringing it down, using that sensational length to get that finish.
Atlanta's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. The pass to Capella. Young trying to break free, and it's Capella missing.
Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
That gives them the lead. Middleton's got the lead up to 2 now for Milwaukee. Atlanta calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
Kevin, it really is. In every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Capella. Carter comes in for Collins. Reddish, he's checked in for Honey. And it's Teague in for Young. And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. Faster pace now, Brent, in the NBA. This has become an endurance sport. And well-conditioned athletes are a must.
Obviously, Kevin, over the past couple seasons, the pace has picked back up. It's very reminiscent of the early 80s when you had the Lakers running, the Denver Nuggets running. You have these teams that are just flying up and down the floor. So as a fan, I think it's a wonderful opportunity, especially the closer you can sit, to watch a Russell Westbrook, to watch a Paul George, to see a Giannis get up and down the floor with such fluidity and grace and skill set. So the game opening up is also opening the eyes to the fans about just how great the athleticism of NBA players is.
Teague left side. Passes it to Dedmon. Trying to get something going. He lays it in. Dwayne. Dedmon's got 6.
Dedmon using his size on the inside and the defense trying to do their best. Keep him away from the basket. Not that time.
And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
An offensive mastery right there. I mean, great move in the lane and then the flush.
With just no way for the team to handle it. Teague drives in, shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his first personal foul.
That one on Hill.
Awesome job by Jeff Teague to pick up some steam on the drive and pick up a foul in the process.
The Hawks have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. Marvin Williams has checked in for Milwaukee.
And coming from a background with player development for head coach Lloyd Pierce.
Well, I think he's great at just being a cheerleader and a confidence builder for this young team. I believe that to be a good fit here in Atlanta. He brings a great hands-on approach. Very, very important for him to think about player development as these young guys grow together. Shooters tend to be hungry, but this time Herter finds an open teammate.
And so Hill will bring it up for the Bucks. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That's foul number 2 for him. And some changes here for the Bucks. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Lopez. And it's back Connaughton in for Kyle Korver. Ilyasova passes to DiVincenzo. And Vince Carter picks up a foul.
Hawks foul.
That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
.56 left in the third. Here's DiVincenzo. Misses off the left iron.
Pretty lax defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
Hawks foul.
Here's a look now what's coming up for the Milwaukee Bucks. On Saturday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors. Then on Monday, they'll host the Miami Heat.
And just looking ahead to what's on tap, there are a lot of winnable games for them, but you can't go into the stretch with that mentality. You've got to focus on what's in front of you and bring it every night.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. The Bucks have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Hill kicks to Connaughton. Lets it go from deep. He can't hit that time. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That will complete this 4-game homestand. Well, let's take this chance now to bring up the rookies at the head of their class in steals this past month. Second is Cam Reddish.
And if those numbers show us anything, it's how good he is at picking up on ball handlers' tendencies and knowing when to make his move.
The first free throw is good. Atlanta making a switch here. Capella's checked in. Good on both.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Yeah, smart play there. George Hill good at figuring out ways in the paint to score the basketball.
Well, he's not a locked-in starter these days, but Brent, George Hill can be effective off the bench.
Comes in at the 1 or the 2 guard position, can guard the 1 through 3 positions. And because of George Hill and his massive amount of playoff experience, there's a lot of confidence in the coaching staff to get George out on the floor, and then he's going to make the right play at the right time.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Bucks trail by 3. Pass to Williams. Pass to DiVincenzo. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. To the inside. The shot's good from Carter.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
That's a floater go, and that one good. 8 points for George Hill.
George Hill has been around, so he understands even with pressure, he's still capable of scoring.
The pass to Reddish. Lob pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. Bucks ahead as they end the third quarter with a massive 16-6 run.
Жо трэшк ахтармын. Логодан ахтармын. Тэг отуп бүтэн болду.
And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court for the Bucks, Matthews and Middleton, the 2 wings. Ilyasova out there with Robin Lopez. And it's Bledsoe in at the point. It's good. That basket, he's now 5 for 9.
Now, Bledsoe's a guy, as an offensive player, you might lose sight of him, but he can have some nights. You always have to account for him.
Shots good from Young.
And how about the confidence to pull up from out there, and what skill to knock it down?
Bledsoe outside. Just 5 to shoot. Softly drops in the floater.
Just got to be careful. You're so focused on other guys. Eric Bledsoe will sneak up on you and start pouring in baskets like that.
Young against Bledsoe. Now, here is Young. Tight defense on him. The shot from 20 feet away. And the dunk by Capella.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throw.
Logo.
Bucks.
Out of Wake Forest, John Collins quickly emerging as a top-notch scorer. A tremendous finisher, and his range extends out beyond the arc.
Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Atlanta. The Bucks also changing it up. Lopez comes in for Robin Lopez, and Antetokounmpo subbed in for Ilyasova. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I was able to listen to what Mike Budenholzer told his team during that timeout. He said, this is where we make our move. This game is going to come down to big plays. Whichever team makes them is going to come out of here with the win. Kevin, we know what side he's on.
Antetokounmpo looking it over. Lopez. Here's Middleton trying to get open as Lopez. It's good. And the Hawks lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket for Middleton. And players with big numbers on losing teams can be accused of empty stats. So, Greg, do you take Collins's with a grain of salt?
When you look at his field goal percentage, high 50s. He's not just a high usage player. He is highly efficient. And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Young against Bledsoe. Lob pass to Capella. Lopez with the block. And here's the fast break. Giannis leading the way. That puts them in the lead. 20 points for Eric Bledsoe.
Zero hesitation. I mean, zero. Bledsoe with a quick release that time.
Looking to end the run, and it's laid up and in by Young. Young's got the game tied up here for Atlanta.
That's as sweet as you're going to get it. Fluid motion, great lift, rolls right off the fingertips.
They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Capella. Herter passes to Young. Launches it. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Giannis has got his 8th rebound here tonight. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
So exciting to see the growth of the Greek Freak. There are shots that stars sink, and that's a momentum changer right there.
Atlanta calls timeout. Eric Bledsoe really making a difference here.
Well, I hope this one is not the draw of a play, but to think about how they're going to defend that man. He's putting up some major numbers.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots. And so you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he has.
And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Bucks. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
That's his first personal.
Well, an aggressive Antetokounmpo is a good thing for this team. Taking it in with force to the rack and getting the foul.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. 2 shots. Under 6.
And he makes the first.
Well, a little bit each year, Giannis gets fouled at a higher and higher clip. That shows about how much more aggressive and how much more confident and how much more usage he's had through his first few seasons.
Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for Matthews.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
Already impressing at a young age, Kevin Herter's dead-eye accuracy from deep, combined with being a fearless competitor going inside. That's going to pay some dividends throughout his career.
Timeout called the Bucks.
And as things present themselves throughout a game, teams have to adapt on the fly.
And timeouts are a wonderful opportunity to just settle in and recollect the thoughts of your entire team. Not just the guys playing, but the entire team, Greg.
Reddish, he's checked in for Hunter.
Cam Reddish.
Bledsoe passes to DiVincenzo. Antetokounmpo against Collins. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
It just keeps coming at you. Giannis has so much energy, and when he's this aggressive, he is just a dynamite offensive player.
Passes it to Herter. Over in the corner, Reddish. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Brook Lopez.
No question, he got bumped on that
At the
shot.
line for the Hawks. Cam Reddish.
First free throw is good, and that gives them the lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, critical that he's able to convert there. Now they've taken the lead.
Bucks have gone 7 of 7 from the field to start the final quarter. What an amazing start. Giannis, that's a 2-pointer. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Man, I'll tell you what, the pressure is cranked up. Who better to call than this guy?
Young for three. That's in. He's 7 for 12 now in the game.
Embracing the big moment is Trae Young.
Bucks trail by 3. 1:19 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Antetokounmpo with the ball and guarded by Capella.
That's a tough rebound if you don't have the length that he does, so the size paying off.
Reddish's shot is good.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
No, this is about as high octane a game as you're going to find.
Young against Bledsoe. With the teardrop and the rejection by Collins. Bledsoe against Young. Pass to Capella. Back to Young. There's 38 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Can't waste any time here.
Well, it's probably a little bit too late here, but you really need to score a bucket here to stay alive. This is why you got to love where Giannis is in the young part of his career, willing to drain a crucial shot for his ball club.
Atlanta calls timeout. They lead by 3. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth. The Bucks making a switch here. Matthews is checked in. We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the fourth.
Into the lineup for the Bucks.
Now, here is Young. Clock at 6. Lets the 3 fly. The rebound by Brook Lopez. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're trailing by 3. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
And if you can get a three, shoot it. Otherwise, get the quick 2 and a foul.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, GA. Don't force something up. You got to be smart here.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
You can bet that's what they're looking for this late in the game. They need that 3.
And so it's the Hawks who come out on top. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our